Special stream for you all today. I've got Savage Octagon here in the Discord chat with me. Maybe say hi so we can see if your voice is loud enough here.
Hello.
Hey, Mostly Just Goose, welcome to the stream. We're gonna take a watch of a run that she did a day or two ago. When was it? Wednesday, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe earlier.
And we'll just chat a little bit about strategy, and maybe I'll have some ideas for alternative moves at a couple places, and we'll see what we can talk about. I did take a watch of this run a little bit earlier today to get ready, and I'm thinking I want to talk about three quick themes, three quick shapes before we start that I think are gonna come up like a whole bunch of times. There's sort of themes of what I think interesting alternative moves might look like. So the shapes that we see in Dr. Mario a lot are, I'm gonna draw here, let's say, okay, so this guy is a virus. Yay! Look how happy he is. And this guy is a virus. When they're like right next to each other horizontally, this shape is really, really common. And if there's nothing else around, then clearing these horizontally is really, really efficient. It's like 3 times as efficient as clearing them vertically. So that's one shape. Another shape is basically the same thing, but with a little bit of space. Like this. So then there's like nothing here and nothing here. Or maybe there's something and you have to clear it out to make it nothing. And the third shape is like this one, but turned on its side. And again, these two shapes, they're much, much more efficient to clear from the middle than doing them one at a time. As again, like 3 times fewer pill halves are needed. So I think we're gonna... so watching for these shapes during a run can really help. So I'm gonna highlight a couple places where these shapes come up. And there's one more thing that's gonna be a theme, but it's sort of hard to explain in a drawing. So we are going to wait until it comes up. It's an end game trick that that I think a lot of people should know more about or pay more attention to. So I'll highlight that as that comes up.
I'm gonna do some chill.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me mute the video so it's not confusing about whether it's current Savage Octagon or past Savage Octagon talking.
Yeah, past Savage Octagon was interacting with people in chat, so.
Do you have the chat open, by the way?
Do I have the chat open? Yeah, I do.
Great, cool. So
and
we can interact with people in the chat again this time. All right, cool. So I thought this level 0 was pretty textbook. Solid, efficient play. And I think you did that like quite a lot through the whole run. One of the things I really liked about your play was you were really always trying to use both halves of every pill. And I think that really shows.
That's something that took a while for me to get. And I'm still working on that. There's some levels later that are a little bit messier. And I don't know how to do that, and it sort of makes me mess myself up for later in the game.
Yeah, I thought you did a pretty good job of recovering from mistakes in a bunch of different places. I loved the ending to that level, by the way. Nice and efficient. You did things in exactly the right order, in my opinion. Okay, so this is the first spot where we see we have two on screen right now of
Mm.
the we have this two in a row horizontal and this two in a row horizontal. And this pill placement, I think, is a little bit unfortunate, specifically because it blocks you from being able to get these horizontally. In this particular
Ah.
case, it probably doesn't matter too much because there's almost no red on the board anyway. Um, so it's not
Hmm.
important to be efficient with red. Um, but I guess I would want to see it down in this space for the next couple blue yellows so that you leave yourself the option of clearing that horizontally. The one thing I would say about why it might matter is because these are quite high, if you clear them horizontally, then
Right.
the fall time is shared between clearing the yellow virus and these guys. But it's a small thing, just a little
Hmm.
bit of
Yeah. So
panache.
I'd be looking for a red yellow there to drop
A
in the
red
same
yellow,
position that the
yeah,
blue yellow is. Yeah.
and a red blue here, or any red would do. But yellow, there's so much yellow on this board that you don't want to waste any yellow pill halves you get, basically. Hey Sarah, welcome to the stream.
Yeah. Hi.
Mm.
Hi.
This way, this way. We want to clear these this way. Um, yeah. Okay. And I think I can't remember whether yellow actually turned out to be the bottleneck or not on this level. Might actually be red in the end, huh?
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty close toss up between yellow and red. It's a very nice finish. I liked the double blue to eliminate fall time on clearing that red.
Oh, I could have done that yellow horizontal.
I think you did.
Oh, I did the first one vertical on the far right.
Oh yeah, that would have been a fun play. I like that. Let's see, what's different about that?
Oh
You're
no,
saying
I'm
you
just
could have
saying
done
like
this, right?
I no, I saw that first double yellow and I was then seeing the ones on the bottom and I was thinking, "Oh, why didn't I do it horizontally?" But then the second double yellow came up, so I
Oh
said,
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah,
hmm
yeah. Um, and this is all solid, I think. Let's see, 212. What happened to 212? Just jump back here a second. Oh yeah, okay. So this is actually related to two of the themes. Um, so in this particular case, I'm actually using this just as an opportunity to. Oh, there's some chat as well. I'll come back to the chat in just a second. So I'm using this as an opportunity to talk about a thing, even though I don't think in this playthrough it actually mattered. So just keep that in mind. But um, so we have this was one of our themes is virus two spaces apart. So I would really like to see this blue yellow going the other way with the blue going to fall into this spot here. And
mm,
and this is also related to the sort of end game stuff because what we're going to see is we'd like to um, so this red is sort of in the way of clearing this stuff vertically because there's only three spaces there. Um,
mm,
so there's like a an ordering that things have to happen in there. It has to be first the red and then the blue. And if you put this the other way, then you have a chance to clear this horizontally and eliminate that ordering constraint.
Got it.
But we'll talk about that more later. Okay, so what's happening in chat? Wait, pause. Wait, go back. I'm going to say, at the end of the last level, you could have eliminated the red and the yellow with the same pill. Unless I'm not taking other fall times. The end of level 2. All right, let's go back to the end of level 2 and take a look.
Yeah, that she's talking about the ones.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, so no.
Yeah, so there is an opportunity to do this. You're talking about, let's see, like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
what she's
like that
talking
move
about.
too. Let's see, this is 2 below. It does increase the fall time a little bit, I think. Yeah. So the yellow has to fall 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places, and the blue has to fall 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is a bit of fall time. I actually like the ordering that was chosen here. I like this order. So let's see, it costs 2 pills, which is like 80 or 90 frames, and 8 rows of fall time is 8 times 16, 128 frames. So I think this is actually the right choice. I think this is the right choice. It's pretty close, though. I wouldn't be at all sad seeing the choice you proposed in a speedrun. I wouldn't complain about that at all. All right, so let's jump ahead here. We were talking about this thing,
That one.
which
Yep.
doesn't actually matter in this game. And I think you may even have seen that idea, had that idea here,
Yeah.
possibly. I think the red is the most important color on this board.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this shape here. So this is not quite the shape that I claimed it was, where there's 2 empty spaces. There's actually 3. But even so, it's still quite a bit more efficient to go from the middle. I think I would want to be putting my reds in here instead of clearing the top one first and then the bottom one. Yeah. I love this move. So cute.
Yes. Oh. Sometimes those moves that you just like feel it.
You
You're
feel
like,
it, absolutely.
oh, good.
And here, you got the idea of doing from the middle.
Now, one question I have, like a technical question, is that if you sort of do 2 clears at the same time, so for example, I think one time the 2 rows of blues happen at the same time. If they're just right next to each other like that, it doesn't slow you down, right? It doesn't add frames or anything.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I think. Don't think I'm ever gonna compete, but if I'm gonna be a worthy training partner, I gotta keep on top of it. Oh, are you Savage Octagon's training partner?
she's my sister, yeah. So she wants to bone up a little bit and run with me.
Awesome. I am her Yoda. Excellent. Well, hello, sister. It was a nice, clean finish. Man, this level sucked. I mean, not you. It was the level that sucked. Like this was just painful to watch because of how few choices you had about where to put things. we're gonna see here one of the themes. I'd like to see this cleared horizontally,
Mm, got it.
and one of the things that enables is because you can clear that out, like because you can clear this entire bottom out, it leaves you the option of getting started on this earlier if you have yellow pieces that you can't use in some other good place. Um,
Hmm.
if you leave it crowded, that becomes harder. Um,
Yeah, I felt like this got really crowded really
this one
quickly.
definitely got very crowded, and having places to move is a really interesting resource to keep track of. Horizontal also leaves 0 fall time. Exactly. Yep. She has to carry me around on her back and do gymnastics. And yeah, so we're missing out on this horizontal, but I don't feel bad about that at all because it's just too hard to um, reliably get something to perch blue on over here, and we don't have access to that much blue anyway, so it's not no big loss here. So I think all of this is pretty good. Yep, yep. Given the plan, I think this all makes sense. Keeping a nice clean board, I like that.
I just threw that away. I don't know, like I didn't really want that fall time and then it happened anyway, but
Oh, yeah. One thing you could think about
yeah.
if you didn't like that move. Oops. Oh, we've gone too far. Here we go. Um, so one thing you could think about is you could put a red here and where's my blue? Blue here. Um,
Mm.
it doesn't quite reach. I guess you need one bit of platform first somehow, something here, and then you can put uh, a pill vertically here to get the blue there. And what that will do is when this blue falls, that'll clear, and um, like you can send yellow blues here and not have to worry about the stuff up here falling. But I wonder if there's a simpler way. You could also just start building a tower here, right?
Yeah, I just figured that the when the second one appeared, it was a sign that I should have done it. You know, you
Uh-huh.
bypass a move and then the same pill falls and you're like, okay, well, maybe this is what the game wants right now.
Yeah. Well, you have some options, but I think this is also fine. Um, I think it would be possible in a couple places to optimize your fall time a little bit and build more towers and
Hmm.
stuff, but uh, I don't think it's the main thing to focus on right now. This is all fine. Okay, um, this one. Two of our themes are happening right here. So we have this, which we'd really like to clear horizontally, and as a bonus, if we manage to do that, then we get to clear this from the middle. So I think it's sort of high priority to work out how to do that. So if I'm seeing this level, the first thing I'm looking at is what piece do I want on either side. So on this side, I think you want blue-yellow, and on this side, you want a double blue.
Hmm.
Double blue is really rare, so I would basically only be executing this plan if I see a double blue. But it is actually the first pill of the level. So
Fair.
I think this one very important to put in that spot.
Oh. Oh, and I didn't see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have a
yeah.
question.
But you saw
So
the middle clears here. I like that. Um,
I
this, yeah, go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Um, so I'm wondering, some people seem to play the races and things like that, and the tournament on medium. I
Mhm.
always like high. Is there an advantage to playing medium in terms of the vision of the board?
It's definitely a trade-off, in my opinion. If your question is, should you play medium to have more time to evaluate the board, I think the answer is basically no. Um,
Hmm.
I think you should be playing as fast as you can, and um, like if there's a thing you don't see, then mostly you just don't do it, and you later you go back and learn what are the things that I'm missing the most and try to work out how to spot those quicker, sort of. But there is a trade off, and the trade off, in my opinion, is that on medium speed in the upper levels, it's easier to get to the sides of the board at the top.
Right.
And
Definitely.
the very beginning of the last few levels is super dangerous. So having that extra option um, makes a really big difference. Gives you a lot more ways to stay alive and be efficient at the same time. And high speed,
Nice.
the advantage of high speed is that when you are doing um, tucks and other maneuvers that involve dropping below something and then making a horizontal move, typically you have to wait for it to fall a little bit because you didn't let off the down button at exactly the right moment, and you wait a few frames
Mm,
less on high speed than on medium speed.
got it.
And I should emphasize that like everything I say tonight uh, is just sort of my opinion, and uh, yeah, people can disagree, and they are probably right. Okay, so yeah, I liked this. I liked this clear, nice and efficient. Um, Yellow is pretty scarce here, so it's and here you got. Oh, you got your thing after all. That's great. So the only
Yeah,
thing you
I just
miss
didn't
out
layer,
on
I guess.
there then is the middle clear, uh, but you did get the other bit of it, which was the horizontal clear. So that's nice. And all of this is pretty
Mm.
standard stuff, I would say. Um, I don't know. What are you thinking about in situations like this?
Um, well, I think that a lot of times what I try to do is in a lot of games, I try to play both sides of the board at the same time. And
Absolutely.
I'm not great at focusing on one piece. Um, and so, for example, like sometimes I just don't see the stuff at the bottom. Like I see that blue yellow is going to fall, and I'm really hoping that what I don't do is tuck it in and double the blue and yellow on the bottom horizontally. I'm really hoping
Right.
that's not what happens.
Yeah, actually, this turned out really well at the end, didn't it?
Sure hope so.
um, so one thing I would be thinking about here is so starting. Let's see. Uh, I guess here. Oh, by the way, I like this. I like this play. This is reserving the opportunity to use a double red, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that. So starting right here, um, this is another instance of the end game stuff that we were talking about. So if we can clear this red horizontally, that gives us an opportunity to place yellow here before we have finished clearing the red. So that gives us an
Mm.
extra option of ways to make progress.
Oh,
Um,
wow. So I just saw a big advantage to that. And So going horizontal with that red would also kill the verticals, leaving me open to get like a horizontal later with the
Yeah,
blue, if possible.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
So this double yellow, I'd really want to see that here probably, either here
Hmm.
or here. So here to make a support for a red piece to go here, and then the next
Hmm.
one goes here, and the last one goes here, and ideally it's like red blue, I guess. Um, well, I guess either red works, doesn't it? Yeah, either red works, so that's
Yeah, I
great.
think so.
Um, yeah, I don't know how to evaluate whether the right or the left is better, but I'd want to see something like that. Um, but I think that particular situation, that's more of a finesse thing than anything. Um,
Oh, yeah, like I mean, I got super excited about that, but
yeah, it was
it
awesome.
wasn't.
Of course you got excited. That was
Oh.
great. Yeah, I love it.
I also am just like very satisfied any chance I can tuck. Like I just really enjoy that, and I don't. It's not always necessary.
It's a very
This is the
satisfying
thing I
feeling,
like
isn't
to
it?
do. Yeah. It's very funny to watch my emotions playing out again, like on the screen.
The poor people in chat can't see that. Okay. Uh, we have a shape here, a shape here, a shape here. There's no way we're gonna get them all, but there are things to notice. Um, so when we see this yellow here, this is actually a really interesting situation. Uh, this next yellow red. Oh, by the way, just going back a tiny bit, uh, from the middle, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the double red down here. That gives you an opportunity to put a second double red here and get them both at once. And if you don't get to do that, then it's like sort of okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, love this. Oh my word. Oh, good. Glad you're enjoying it. Something I don't always think of doing is stacking stuff to reduce drop time, like you just did. Pays off in the early rounds. I assume he's talking about maybe this play right here. I think, yeah. So by the way, I really like this play. Um, this shape here has gives you the option of getting the blues horizontally to get those efficiently,
Hmm.
or these guys vertically to get that efficiently. And because both ends are blocked right now, I think it makes a lot of sense to choose to go vertically on that. The end of the round you just showed. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's often important to give yourself a little terrace under things that you know are going to have to fall for the level to finish. Um, okay, so this I was saying this piece is really interesting. I honestly don't know where I want to see that go, and I think it makes a lot of sense to like in the heat of the moment not know what the best choice is. Um,
Yeah, I was not happy with getting that. You know, it's like
yeah,
mm,
where are you gonna put it, right?
right.
Um, and like, so you could consider something like here, maybe.
Yeah,
But
a little challenging to get that over right away,
it
but
is, yeah. The maneuver is challenging. I agree. Um, and it's not super clear that like that's needed necessarily. So I think this is fine, but
mhm.
it is a really interesting spot to be in, and this was exciting. Right
Woo!
here, yeah, that was great.
Yes,
I bet that felt so good.
it did.
Oh, there's so much blue. I like that piece.
Mm.
I like this one.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just glad I'm like, ooh, good move, good move. This is very fun, by the way. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, great.
Watching it back. Yeah. Oh,
I'm glad
yep.
that you
Careful, don't
saw
run on.
this clear from the middle. I understand these are what the kids nowadays call 200 IQ plays. Yeah. This is not one of our themes, but uh, I do want to call it out because this is when you're down to just one color, the being ultra efficient with it, because like the importance of that goes up because um, on average you get one piece of that color every two pills. About it's actually 9/4. 9/4? I think something like 9/4. Um, so if you can save one pill half, you've saved two pills, which is like a second and a half. I mean, it doesn't
Hmm.
sound like much, but if you can do that a couple times, it's pretty good. And this shape here is a relatively common end game shape to be able to see to get a T. And so that does two things. It's a little more efficient, and also um, it means that you don't have fall time from garbage in this column or garbage in this column.
Mm.
But that's again, these are like finesse things.
Oh.
They're
Oh
not
yeah, I'm
nearly
going
as
all
big
through
as
it
the
all.
other stuff we've been talking about, I think.
Got it.
And I loved the fall time management on that level. It was really uh, really well done. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Ah.
and this also, like, ideally we're clearing this horizontally. I don't. I think it's fine to like give up on that possibility early. Um, so I'm not too upset
Oh,
about that
okay.
as a choice. But
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even seeing that. Okay.
all of this is pretty standard stuff. I assume this is just a misdrop, right? Or was it
Which one?
intentional?
I think it was a misdrop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, that's fine. Everybody has those. This one should go
Yeah,
vertically.
there's just
Yeah.
on emulator and in the game too, like with the controllers, sometimes you get that double slide and it comes out of nowhere and
Yeah.
it goes too far.
Yeah, totally. 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 Um so this might seem like an odd suggestion, but I would be really really tempted to do this.
Mm, okay.
Um
And then try to build something on the right.
yeah, you only need to waste one pill, and it's
Hmm.
relatively common to get a pill that you don't have a great place for, you know? Um, so I do like clearing from the middle. I like that idea. The problem with this one is that to finish the clear from the middle, you need a double red, and if you're getting a double red anyway, like you're just putting it up there and having no fall
Hmm.
time. So yeah, I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. I think this is also a thing to consider, and maybe not a lot of people would think of it immediately. So I just wanted to suggest it. Um,
Hmm.
and it does leave you with options to like, if you manage to clear these two yellows, then the red can clear from this side, and you get all of these at once. Um, and you can still put like blue stuff up here with no no big problem. So I don't know. It's yeah, an option to think about. So you got your double red, so that's nice. This one I'd like to see
Oh,
over
I
here.
wanted
I
horizontal,
loved
yeah.
this. I loved this piece though. I love this one. This was a great plan. Um, like you have so few places to gainfully use blue red, and this gives you like three of them. I love it. This is great. Worked out perfect. This is all relatively normal, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Look at all those
Okay.
shapes.
Look at all those shapes. Look at all those shapes. So there's a bunch of them that are like these L's, for example. Oh, I've made them the same color, so it's really hard to see. How about if we switch them? Like these L's. Uh, so I've talked about this in another video, but this is really, really common. These staircases are really, really common because of the way the random number or the virus generation algorithm works. So the rule of thumb is if they start and end in the same direction, so like this one, for example, starts horizontally and ends horizontally, then it's a little bit more efficient to clear them in like along the direction that they go. And
Hmm.
if they start and end in different directions, then it doesn't matter.
Got it.
Um, Even so, I still want to see this horizontal. And the reason
Mm-hmm.
for that is so, like, these two columns are super populated if you do them all vertically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the other columns are much less populated. Uh, so getting to clear a little bit underneath to reduce how populated they are, I think, is I don't know. It's a tough call. This is probably fine as well, but you could clear two horizontals there and have some extra color diversity.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a rough mistake. That's okay though.
So one thing is that I used to just play like level 24 over and over and over again.
Yes,
Um,
that will teach you good
to
survival
like
skills,
ease,
won't it?
yeah, yeah. It was like to ease anxiety somehow, like put yourself in the most anxiety inducing situation and then fix it. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm okay with the survival.
I love that play. I love this horizontal. Um, Let me see if I can say why. I mean, of course, partly because I just have a bias. I love horizontals. They're like my favorite part of the game. Um, but I think there's another thing to it. Let's pause right before it and talk about it. So I think the thing that I like about it is that right now you don't have a good place for this piece, and um,
Mhm.
clearing this horizontally gives you just enough space to put it up here if you want to. I think that's what I like about it. Um, it's also, yeah, I don't know. Um, I like it, but I don't know why. How about that? You also have one of these staircases, so you can know right off the bat that it doesn't matter whether you do them all horizontally or all vertically. It costs about the same. So, oh, I have another
And then I
reason
get
to
my
like
tuck
it.
back.
Hold on. Okay, so all right, so let's talk about where else you could use this piece. So the obvious places are like here, here, right? There's some less obvious places too, but um, so the thing that sucks about this and this is in both cases they leave you with only red, like
Mm-hmm.
multiple columns of red, right? So if you do this one, you have 3 columns of red in a row, four columns of red in a row. If you do this one, you have 4 columns of red, 5 columns of red in a row, which, yeah, that makes it really, really hard to clear all of that red. Um, so putting it horizontally here, by comparison, leaves you with places to use red, blue, which you didn't have before. You wouldn't have if you put them in those spots. How about these guys? Those would be okay. They're sort of lower priority, especially this one just isn't very important. That
Mm-hmm.
these will get cleared just by accident by the end of the level. um, okay. Anyway, I like this move.
Oh, kind of wanted to tuck it. That would have
Yeah,
looked real good.
yeah. This is all pretty standard stuff. Simple and clean. I like it. I dig it.
Oh, I got the red blitz. You never know when that's gonna come, and
So frustrating.
but sometimes, like, have you ever had it happen where it's at that magical point where really you need a lot of red and then it happens? I mean, it's so rare, but
Yeah.
it really feels good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what are we doing with this double blue?
Ooh, I I hope it's going on not on that column, but the one to the left of it,
Yeah,
because
I
then
want
the
it
red
here.
will
I
be
want it here.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I don't have to
And that's
explain. If
actually
you already know, I don't have to explain.
oh, but then it happens.
Yep. The difference is so um, oh, let's get to the right point here. So uh, there's no difference. Never mind. I miscalculated. All right. Cool. Glad we solved that. I liked this tuck. This is the end game theme that I've been talking about. We want to clear this horizontally, this yellow piece, so that we can have a spot to use blue. So I want to see this. I want to see this piece come over here and set up for a T. Use a junk piece here and get the other yellow, and then put the yellow in there last. And actually, on this level, it mattered a lot because we ended up waiting a long time to get all of the yellow and blue in the right order. So all of this blue
Mm-hmm.
got tossed, and in fact, actually made negative progress because we cleared away some of the
Oh
blue that
yeah.
was
Oh,
lined up with the.
that was so bad.
So yeah,
Oh,
sometimes it matters more than others. where are we?
Okay, now this kind of situation is very frustrating because I just feel like you need to break through that first layer and then that gives you more options, but it's just really, you feel like you're
Totally.
throwing away a lot while it happens.
Totally. I am 100% with you.
Like, I'm really hoping that past Julia sees this horizontal with the blues there so yellows can drop, but I don't think I'm seeing this.
I think you
Oh,
actually said out loud you were wishing that you could get that. Um,
oh, in the run?
but I think I think it's really really ambitious to hope for this one. Um,
Yeah.
you are blocked on both ends, and by the time that you unblock it, you're gonna have nothing underneath to support it. So I think it's completely
Mhm.
fine to throw up your hands and give up on that one. I mean, that's my opinion. Like I said, all of this is just my
Mhm.
opinion. But I feel you. There's definitely times where you're like, ah, oh, but I want it to do the cool thing.
Oh, oh.
Yeah.
The- Levels 9 and 10 were the ones that I did not want to look back at very
Oh,
much.
should we skip ahead?
No, 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 no. I gotta see it, I gotta
Okay.
learn
All
from
right.
it. See, I really want that double blue to fall and make
I
the
know.
2
I
right
know.
now.
It would be so good.
I just gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, uh,
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
I like here. What's my blue?
Yeah.
Blue. I like this. And hope for a red yellow to put vertically here, and then yellow
Hmm.
blue clears away this garbage and some virus. You just sort of have only
Hmm.
yellow
Yeah,
everywhere.
a lot of junk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoop. Didn't like that. Shaking my head.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it was sort of you were just put in a sort of unfortunate spot there, and yeah, you dealt with it. I like that play. It is a little frustrating to make progress on these reds. Again, you have 3 red columns in a row, which makes it hard. Um,
Mhm.
okay, this guy. I think as a little piece of finesse, I think putting it on this side is a little bit better because we have
Mhm.
this theme shape,
Right.
and you want to preserve that. Yeah, super frustrating. That's not your fault. I love this declaration. Sort of a declaration that you're going to get the yellow horizontally, basically. And I think that's a very smart declaration to make at that point. All of this is pretty sensible, I think. There's a nice finish to this level, considering how terrible it was to you at the beginning.
Oh, oh no. I know
There's
what's
no
coming.
yellow! There's no yellow!
No, you don't know.
Oh, it's so frustrating. Um, since there's no yellow, I think you should use the red half, not the yellow
Okay,
half.
got it. Okay.
Um, then the question becomes like, where?
Hmm.
um,
I mean,
Go ahead.
I mean, I wouldn't say anywhere, but kind of.
Yeah. So one place I like is like here, maybe. And the reason I like that
Mm.
is so that's one obvious place, and the other obvious place is like here. And the reason I don't like this other
Okay.
obvious place is because of this shape, this theme shape
Hmm.
that we'd like to preserve and potentially clear horizontally. So putting it on this side leaves that open. You did manage to get a very efficient horizontal this way, though. So I think that worked out well, just as well anyway, once you had made that first choice. I love this move. Can you tell me what was in your head for this move?
Wait, the dropping the double yellow?
Yep. This move, in
Um,
my opinion, is visionary.
oh,
Perfect.
well, I would well, of course. I was thinking about 10 moves ahead there, and yeah, I was trying to throw it away.
Okay.
So,
I
no,
wondered
but
if
I would
this
love
was throwing it away. I think it's visionary because we have theme shape here and theme shape here. And once we get those efficient clears, this yellow comes onto the yellow virus.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Yeah.
And, that's really what I meant with that.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, and now after the first one, there's almost nothing left to do with yellow. And this whole level was the story was like,
Oh,
how do I get rid of yellow, basically? And I think all of these are sensible ways to make progress on that. All right, what's happening here? You saw it but didn't
tuck it.
quite get it.
Oh,
Oops. Bummer. And it's sort of especially big bummer because of this theme shape
yeah, the
getting ruined.
shape. The shape.
Yeah. But, whatever. Mistakes happen.
Don't do it. Okay.
So you place this one here, and I think that's a good play. Um, but just for fun, uh, I'd like to propose an alternative move for you to consider, which is so we have a theme shape here and here, and ideally we'd like to get this
Mm-hmm.
out of the way so that we can clear those reds from the middle. So something like this might be interesting to think about. I'm not sure that it's right because it's sort of um, it
Does
boxes
it?
you into requiring a double yellow to make that,
Yeah.
right? As sort of the only piece you can use to finish that. So I'm not sure it's great. Um, but if it's not one of the moves you were thinking of, then I thought it would be good to mention it
Mm-hmm.
so that it's a thing you're thinking about sometimes.
Oh, and the double yellow there it was.
You did end up getting the double yellow, but banking on it is maybe not smart, right? Even if you happened to
Mm-hmm.
get it. And you still have opportunities to make that clear later. Um, this double red, I think, should go somewhere else so that you can clear from the middle there. And this was interesting. You actually did end up clearing out uh, from the middle there. So you did enable that shape. Nice. I
I
like
really
this
wanted the red
sequence.
blue. Yep. Oh no.
It's interesting, yep. Um, this is sort of an interesting end game situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the best is if this garbage isn't here, right? Because then you can use any blue whenever you want, basically. Um, but it's there, so I think you're sort of boxed into clearing these vertically. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make sense to clear away the garbage because you have viruses of the same color. So you'd rather make progress on the viruses than on the garbage. So you're not going to be
Mm-hmm.
spending those colors over here.
I
Given
sure hope
that,
not, but I think given that,
given
I
that,
think
I
I
think
might.
we're in the end game theme that we've been talking about a couple times, which is we'd like to clear this horizontally so that we can use red and blue here vertically. So we can get two reds and then we can start putting blues here. Um, so I would be considering uh, something like this as the place to put this red blue pill. Uh, Once we see the double yellow, then like here is the right place, and then you can get that horizontally and move on with your life. But it worked out. Blue was your bottleneck, and you didn't waste any, so great. I love this move. There's so many of the shapes we've talked about on this board, and you are spotting them all. It's great. I love it. That one might be a little ambitious. But what do I know? I am one of the most stubborn about doing ambitious things about that, so I don't have any room to talk. Nice that you got that double blue. That's cute.
I think at one point someone in the chat said that in the later levels I was being pretty aggressive and holding out for stuff. Um,
Yeah, I like this move a lot too.
mm,
this is a visionary move in my opinion. Um, this is, I think, also the like end game corner theme that we've been talking about, which is when you have stuff stuck in the corner, you want to clear one of them horizontally and one of them vertically because they can interact. The two clears can interact cleanly, and this is setting
mm.
up for the yellow horizontal. So I really like that. That's a nice tuck.
Oh,
So,
I want it horizontal.
which one do you want horizontal?
I guess I would have, now looking at it and talking about that theme, I probably would have scooted that yellow red over on top of the red
Up
with the
here?
two others on it.
Up
Yeah,
here?
so that's falling and then yeah, up there.
That's definitely a choice, yeah. I like that choice a lot. And then the plan would be to clear this red horizontally so that you can make progress on the blue vertically,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Once you've put it there, uh,
Well, I guess I could be going for a horizontal on the bottom too
exactly.
with that red.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's not. I think this is like not unreasonable in any way, especially because
Mm-hmm.
right now it looks to me like red or maybe blue is going to be your bottleneck, not yellow. So I think it's not super important to be um, uh, super picky about yellow efficiency. Um, but this okay. So for this next one, I think this corner theme, we want to see it happening
Mm-hmm.
this way so that we can basically it gives us more places to put we can put a red blue here and we can put like red yellows over here, so it gives us more
Mm-hmm.
places to place red yellow pieces than we had before.
Got it.
And now we get a bunch of yellows that we're not allowed to use, which is unfortunate. But it doesn't matter.
Oh, oh boy.
Because Dr. Mario did his thing. I love this. I love this. Okay.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. Okay.
No good place for yellow red. If you stretch a little bit, there might be places, but I think this was fine. Okay. Uh, this double yellow.
Hmm. Let's see.
So we have this theme shape here. And we have this theme shape here. And so because of this vertical being available, it increases the priority of clearing this horizontally. And I think it's not completely unreasonable to think that we'll be able to do that because it's really only blocked on one side, on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And for lots of reasons, like this is a high priority clear anyway. And I think even in the game, you ended up clearing this stuff horizontally, and then you just had a bit of yellow trash there
Mm.
uh, because of this placement. So I think just placing it vertically and clearing away the other half of
Yeah.
that yellow would be good. And I think there's no reason to delay. We can fire right
Yeah.
now. Just fire it off.
Well, I'm at the point in my gameplay where I know that horizontal is really useful, but sometimes I'm still trying to play both sides of it and like set up for a potential vertical and a potential horizontal at the same time, which
Ah,
then leaves room for garbage to be lying around afterwards, like
yeah,
the ruined attempts at at greatness, you know?
yeah. Once you once you put any amount of vertical, then it's no longer advantageous to get the horizontal. So if the plan is to do it horizontally, uh, right? Because so the rule of thumb is we have this ladder shape, and it's starting and ending in different directions. So all horizontal or all vertical cost the same.
Got it. Oh, I made a face there too.
Yeah, you did actually end up firing it off, but and then yeah, this stuff is just sort of unfortunate. Like
Yeah, look at all those
not unfortunate
boxes.
in the sense that your moves are unfortunate, just unfortunate in the sense that like there's only blue and it's giving you red yellows. Like
Yeah, but I mean, there were a bunch of like four boxes, you know? There's a
sure.
blue four box, two. Yeah.
Uh, over here, please.
Mm-hmm. Didn't do it. Oh.
Whoops.
Oh, yep. That went too far. Sat back in my chair. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Hmm. Cool. This move, this sequence of moves starting here, super cool in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that was exciting to watch.
Yeah, it was. Great choices. I think this is smart. You can get both of these yellows at once. It costs a little bit less. Doesn't matter in this case because you got a double yellow to finish it, but yeah, this is all standard. Standard and good.
Mm.
I love this play. I like that a lot. Finding places to use blue when there isn't a place to use blue. Okay, for this
Oh.
next piece, we have a theme shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I think before this point, it made a lot of sense to ignore that as a theme shape because you didn't have a sensible platform. Like your only platform was this red, which was going to clear away if you
Mm-hmm.
put anything sensible there. But now you have a bit of garbage that you can use to prop up something, and so you could consider putting this next pill horizontally.
Mm-hmm. Did not. Yep.
And in this spot, this isn't exactly the theme shape because it's like a virus and a pill instead of two viruses. It's kind of a theme shape. So you have a lot of opportunities here to clear this horizontally, and I think it's good to clear it horizontally for two reasons. The first is like this is already one of the busier columns.
Mm-hmm.
Also pretty busy over here, so anything you can get cleared underneath over there is good too. And the other reason is that clearing this out leaves you enough space to work at this stuff from underneath. Um, so it gives you some options about places to move. So there's like 3 or 4 pills
Mm-hmm.
here where, um, yeah, you came up with the theme shape up there, but
The
it's really,
horizontal.
really hard now to get something propped up without making garbage. Um,
Yeah, so
yep, yep. But I like the thinking. I like the thinking behind it, and that's an important part. I like this play as well. This is lining up for horizontals at the bottom, which you did get. I liked that plan a lot. It's sort of a lot of yellow on the board, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm starting to see the possibility for this red horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
But
You even saw it in the game. Yep. Good stuff.
I keep shaking my head though in the game. I'm wondering what it is that I'm hating on so much, but oh,
I think
never
you
mind. I get
hadn't
myself
seen.
mad.
I think you hadn't looked ahead to see that that you could clear
Uh-huh.
this horizontal, and so you thought you had two pieces of garbage to clear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think this shape ended up working out relatively well.
Yeah. Nice.
All of this is great. Yep, solid. Like this play, that looked good. This one,
Oh, theme shape. Theme shape.
Team shape. Team shape. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
There's
Every
a.
time you pause now, I'm thinking theme shape.
I liked this play too, this horizontal here. That was not a move that I had thought of at all. And it worked really well. I liked that. You saw the interior play there, so I'm excited about that. Team shape.
Theme shape. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Get it. And here, like, basically nothing but red matters. So it's really hard to complain about any of these plays as long as the red halves of pills are getting used. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe if I was going to complain about anything, it's this theme shape. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's all fine. There's other opportunities, like you can do it on this side, for example, or why can't I clear that? It's a little bit. It's not quite as good on that side um, because of this theme shape, but um, yellow ended up being the thing at the end anyway, so sweet. I love this, but then
Yes,
it
theme shape.
didn't do this one.
Oh. I think you should retitle this stream theme shape,
Theme shape.
essentially. Oh, see that? See, okay, look, that's what I'm talking about. I saw it,
But too
and then
late.
I was trying to have
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm. Save up. Yep.
It's a. I mean, I would also say that like it's a very delicate um, balancing act to find the places where it's correct to wait, like you have to be careful not to put yourself in a corner, right?
Hmm. Oh, oh, no. Oh no. Yeah. Well, there was another one, right?
Yeah,
The
I mean this
horizontal
is
one.
actually not that much different. It's a little bit different, but not a lot. And here I would want this to go horizontally as well because of
Mhm.
this theme shape.
Yeah.
But it's really not much different. I think it's like
I have to say, like, I really like levels like 12 through 15 because you get the sense that you can start to use stuff pretty much anywhere right off the bat. There's
yeah,
probably the odds that you're going to be able to use each pill, which is just a nice, it feels free at the beginning.
yeah. Everything is very dense on those levels. I'm with you. And now blue never matters basically.
Mm. Oh, uh, closed off the horizontal there.
Yeah. I wanted this to be another place where we got to talk about the end game trick of mixing horizontals and verticals, but I actually think your play here was spot on. It just wasn't a situation where that trick works.
Oh, I another question. So I've threw a couple of pills away horizontally, and would you recommend just let them drop so that the spin doesn't take any time, or take the time to spin and let them fall vertically so it's a shorter
Oh,
drop?
you mean like here?
Yeah, like there.
If you hold down when you press the rotate button, it does not affect at what speed it falls.
Hmm. Okay.
So I would rotate it, and there's actually the effect is bigger than you think because you think the effect is it takes longer for the pill to go from here to there than from here to there, right? But there's another
Yeah.
effect which is the
Looks like you drew the same line twice.
okay. So you think it's because it takes longer to get to here than to get to here, right? Because this is farther down. And that's definitely
Okay,
an
got it.
effect, but it's actually only 2 frames. But there's another effect,
Mm.
which is that um, the higher a pill is when it locks, the shorter the time is before the next pill is under your control.
Mm.
So I don't know if you ever noticed this, but when you're playing the really high levels, like level 20, when you're locking stuff at the top of the screen, the pills appear at the top
Hmm.
much more quickly. So you have like less thinking time. So anyway, um, so yeah, it's a double whammy.
Is that is that why when you okay, is that why when you're playing versus and you make a mistake and it's high up that the rest of the pills like seem like they're in super fast motion? Is that a real thing or is that
Yeah,
just a psychological
no, it's a real effect.
like
I mean, it might also be like exaggerated by psychological things, but it's a real mechanic actually. I totally know what you're talking about too. Good correction there at the end. Okay, once you've made this clear, because you want to do this from the middle, kind of, then I think we want to clear those first before the other ones. But again, it's a pretty close call because there are other opportunities to clear the other yellows in other ways that are also efficient. Mm-hmm. 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 This is all quite sensible. Okay.
Oh.
So this placement, in my opinion, is a declaration that you intend to clear this yellow horizontally so that the red can fall. If that's your plan, great. But just to let you know, there's another option, which is if your plan is to clear this as garbage, then I think putting the double red here horizontally is a little bit better for that because it doesn't have fall time and it means you can immediately start using red yellow in a way that doesn't have fall time. So on this side, the yellow will fall a long way, and if you put the double red on this side, then it only falls one row.
Got it. Oh, yeah. Killed it.
Yeah. It didn't end up working out, but it does seem like that was sort of your plan, so that's fine. Not all plans work out. Okay. Are we saying game shape? Theme.
Theme shape.
Theme shape.
It's
Yes.
happening. It's
Theme
happening.
shape here, theme shape here, theme shape here. Although this one's a little bit harder because of the two theme shapes underneath it. You can really only get two horizontals at a time. And I think you will be very pleased, Dave Smith says, with the sequence that comes from here because, well, I was very pleased.
Oh, yeah.
Ah!
Oh.
Ah!
No.
The spirit is strong, but the flesh is weak. Way catchier than swimming. Oh, by the way, just a tiny bit of finesse here on this move.
Yeah. Cover that up.
You can start on this horizontal.
Mm.
So you can put here. At first I thought it was game shame when we were pausing. No shame. There's lots of excellent stuff here. And
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning.
I tried to call out a bunch of things that I really liked. I mean, Okay.
Oh.
This one, I think, um,
Mm.
because this vertical clear would be nice to get, I'd really like to get this
Yep.
horizontally. So I'd really like to see this double red starting on that horizontal, I think.
Mm.
And theme shape.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, but then the blue was gonna drop there.
Yeah, but it was going to drop into another theme shape.
It was gonna drop into another theme. Oh, oh, peas.
And we have this theme shape here that gets opened up by the horizontal clear. So yeah, but it is tricky to see stuff like that because um, we're so used to like immediately spotting that the the chain reaction doesn't go the way we initially thought it would, and like correcting immediately and saying, okay,
Mm.
we don't do that at all. I think that's probably what happened there, which is a correct instinct. Just turned out the calculation was a little different in this case. I love this. I love this. So exciting. Okay, okay. I like it. All right. Yes, super into those. Dave Smith says agrees with me. Cool stuff is cool. Lots of interesting shapes, lots of options. It's sort of hard to go wrong here. So all of this seems fine.
Yep. I
Yep.
thought I was settling into the long haul with the reds there for a second.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, this is good. I like the way that you used the double blue. Yeah, too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Then just finish out the level. All solid. Solid stuff. In these upper levels, often there's a lot of options of different ways to do things that are all sort of equally efficient or equally inefficient, as the case may be. Um, so a lot less finesse is needed, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed a praise. Hold on, we gotta go back. What was the good thing?
Yay!
Oh no, I did. I got it. I got it. I like that.
Oh.
No, I did miss a praise. Hold on. We gotta go forward. Where?
Ah, ah.
Ah. This one. Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm. All sensible. Like this no drop time thing. I like the idea here, although it's tough to fire off
Mm,
all of them.
mm-hmm. Ooh.
Things got a little bit messy here, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is all good.
This is when I started to think like uh that the PB was gonna happen, like pretty much gonna happen. Um, like I started to feel it here.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, this stuff is all looking great. Okay. At this point, um, my opinion is that yellow is going to be the last thing on the board. And
Mm-hmm.
so if I'm playing this, now this is, okay, I want to emphasize in this case in particular that in this case, this is like a comment about my playstyle and not necessarily about what's obviously correct. But if I'm playing this, I am trying really hard to get these two horizontal shapes
Mm.
because uh, first of all, it's very efficient, and second of all, it's the end game theme is to mix verticals and horizontals, so it makes it possible to give progress on this blue and this red before we have gotten um, like at the same time that we're making progress on other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, I don't know if that's necessarily the best, and I think this ended up being pretty okay. At the beginning of this 18 there was a very obvious play on the left for early yellow blue. Was that actually a bad place? Okay, let's take a look at that in just a second. Let's get to the end of this level and then we'll go back. Okay. Um, I think the end of this actually went quite nicely for you. Um, I like this. I think prioritizing the yellow is correct here. You can put this blue above the red to save one pill, basically. And then you're out. All right, so at the beginning of this 18. All right, so let's go back to the beginning of 18. We can come back to the end of end later.
Mm. Yeah, there is a very obvious place to put the yellow blue. I think I don't know if Dimwit's going to say that this is wrong. I think for me, because I like to play on high, I usually just try to do the highest thing that I can see that's logical first,
Uh huh.
while I feel energetic to do the spins.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So like this is a very sensible place for yellow blue, and this is a very sensible place for yellow blue. And this is a backup plan in case you get 30 yellow blues in a row. Um, so that's sort of where I'm thinking. And I think your consideration of do I prefer this one because it's higher? I think that's a relatively sensible consideration. I mean, the pills do get faster the farther into the level you are, so it does get harder to get over there.
Hmm.
Um,
And I don't think this is the same as Tetris, but I just feel better flipping faster to the right. And so again, that's why I favor the higher stuff over there as opposed to on the left.
uh huh,
But
uh
that's
huh.
just me.
So the other consideration that we haven't talked much about in this playthrough, I think this is something that I'm not very good at yet, and that I'd like to work on. So in future streams, I'm going to be working on this. Not quite yet. But the other consideration here is, I don't know how to explain this, but okay, so if we're putting yellow, blue here, we can put two of them, and then they both clear. And there was no fall time, and the stuff below it is relatively flat. But there's a mismatch in the number of yellows here and the number of blues. So if we were to clear this with only yellow blues, we would put two of them, and then the blue would clear and the yellow would not, which means anything except a double yellow that we use. Like, I guess we almost certainly want a yellow red to be the last thing there. And that red is going to have to fall like kind of a long way, whether we put it horizontally or vertically. So there's some sort of consideration here of like, put one yellow blue here, that's fine, but the next one has to be a yellow red, so that it only falls one row when we clear the yellow. And then the next one can be on either side, basically, yellow red or yellow blue. Yeah, I don't know. It's a thing to think about. I don't know that it's necessarily the most important thing to think about. Okay, play the first few piles.
I know I had a misdrop early on here somewhere, so.
I think I know what the exact same is talking about, so go forward a few. All right, let's go forward a few. Oh, so you even did the thing here. Like, it only falls one on both sides, which is perfect. How far do you want me to go, Floyd? Tell me when to stop. Is this good?
Also, Floyd, I just saw your message about your qualifier. Damn.
A little farther, you say?
Oh, that was a misdrop.
Oh, that was a misdrop. Okay, no problem. Didn't mean to skip forward. Okay, I'll pause here.
Yeah, that was a misdrop. That wasn't me trying to be fancy with anything.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just a mistake. Not a mistake in thinking, just a mistake in execution. All right, so let's get to 19. Cleared level 16. Nice.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
pretty badass.
I'm hoping to keep my streak going of doing really horrible on my first attempt and then doing well the second time. So.
Yes.
I hope that happens. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I like to play that at the top there.
I think all of this is relatively sensible. Yes. 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 Okay. We want to clear this from the middle, so don't put it up here. Get this one out of the way first. Also this one from the middle, but I think you do. I think you actually caught this one. Oh yeah, I think you put pills blocking that a bunch of times. I'm not super... I don't know. I think that might not be good.
Keep missing it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as you say, it's probably just you didn't see that. So once you don't see it, then you don't see it a lot of times in a row. It's fine. Rule of thumb question early on in this level. Would you like me to roll back to the early on in the level, or do you want to just ask about the early on how to do things? Took me like 15:30 to clear 10, so I think I'm better at the later levels too. Nice. While you ask your question, I'm going to top up my drink. Be right back.
So, what is the rule of thumb that you're asking the question about? I'm excited. Hmm. Oh.
If there's a double yellow pill early that she lays flat, which I would also do, there's an option to make an instant clear. Yeah, I think I prefer the instant clear. Just gives you um, more space. I think, especially in I think this is much more important in the like 8 to 12 levels, that preserving space to maneuver is like a big resource that you want to pay attention to. But, you know, as a resource, it doesn't just disappear in the later levels. It's also a consideration. Um, but I think I think this, again, this is like a polish thing. Sometimes it matters, but most of the time it doesn't. All right, I'm going to keep moving. Let me know if that didn't answer your question and you want more discussion of that. So here, are we doing this horizontal?
I really hope so. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Probably just didn't see it.
Yeah, I did that horizontal though, but oh yeah, look at.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, okay. So this is one. This is not in my notes because I thought better of it. Um, Often when this is sort of analogous to the endgame situation or the endgame theme that we've talked about a couple times, which is you want to mix verticals and horizontals. So this is a vertical. I would be thinking briefly about how to get this horizontally so that I can make progress on it before I've finished clearing that red.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really look possible here because, I
Yeah,
mean,
not without some
the obvious play
Charlie.
for this piece is right here, and then you can't you can't prop anything up.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, it'll.
so I think this play was a good choice. This one that you made. Mhm. 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 So much red. Ooh. I feel
Mhm.
for you. Okay. This is really, really interesting, in my opinion. And I thought about this move for a long, long time, and I honestly don't know if I prefer it over the move that like would be my automatic move. So let me tell you what my automatic move would be. Um, my plan is clear these horizontally so that I can get this efficient vertical.
Mm.
Uh, which means I'm going to have some blue garbage from this pill. And if I'm going to have blue garbage, then I want the blue garbage to be somewhere that I can play on it and use blue halves of pills that I don't like. So I would want the blue to be here. That's my automatic play. Now, the reason that it's not actually obvious that that's correct is because this placement doesn't necessarily become garbage, actually. Right? Because, so
Mm-hmm.
imagine that we clear this horizontally. This half will fall down to here and be ready for another horizontal. And if we're clearing this horizontally, it means we've already got this stuff out of the way, which is almost certainly happening vertically. So we can make progress here. So this is, I really don't know what to think about this. But it is maybe more interesting than you might have guessed at first. And so I wanted to bring some attention to it. Um, this red should be
Oh,
here
yeah.
so that you, once we've made this decision, I assume the thought here is that this is for vertical clears. And if that's the thought in your head, once you've made that decision, then we should open it up
Mm-hmm.
and make it available. Um, and then I think you did a bunch of great stuff for a long time. Like, I had almost no complaints for maybe 5 minutes here. I loved all of this. Nice.
Yeah, I got excited. Yeah. Yeah.
There was a theme shape there a little bit back, but it's
Mm.
especially
Oh.
at the beginnings of these upper levels, they're pretty dangerous, and so you don't want to be doing things that delay clears in for the sake of efficiency. Like you want the clears to actually happen because there's just not much room to do stuff. So I think the plays here were mostly fine, except for the ones where you obviously knew from the way that you were acting on in the camera that it wasn't fine. Um,
Hey now, I'm just very expressive.
yes, yes. This was good. At this point, I think you have to be feeling good that like you're probably not going to die, which is always a nice
Right.
feeling.
Now, most of my run 0 through 20 before, I have not stopped to like change the speed to medium, but every single 0 to 20 that I'd ever done before this, I had topped out somewhere on
Oh,
17 through 20. So like this was feeling very good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
oh, you weren't gonna get on me for missing a theme shape there? Oh no.
Okay, which theme shape should I get on you about?
Um, maybe a little bit. Is there one a tiny bit back from this?
Sure, let's go a little farther back. More or less?
Um, it's. I think if we go forward from here, like if we
Uh-huh.
start playing here, um, yeah, you can play that pill. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. I see, like the blue is forming, and I just let that drop. Like what? Come on. Theme shape. Theme shape.
Which one's the theme shape now? Here?
Well, so if you
Here?
go back, I think it was the last two that I cleared. Red's on the side.
Up here?
So okay, yep. I put that flat on the right and I just let it fall because I was like, oh, there's a red underneath, but I didn't see the potential for this possible blue horizontal clear.
This one?
Yeah, that could have come.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
I think I was worried at this point that this was going to turn into a red blitz and I might as well just burn it all down.
Right. Yeah, this situation, it's interesting, isn't it?
Hmm. I just thought you were going to get on me about the theme shape there. So you can, let's go forward, get on me about the, the theme shape elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. So the two options, I guess, are clear this blue horizontally, these two reds vertically, and this blue horizontally. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. It's hmm. Yeah, that does seem like a good plan. I like that plan. You should have done that.
You're welcome. Yeah, now I have the complete opposite,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. All the colors are anti-lining up, sort of.
Yeah, it's like it's in verses or something, you know.
Yeah. You both think on a different level than me.
Um,
I don't know.
what? I mean, Mr. 1762? Excuse me.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked this cross. That was fun.
Oop.
Yeah.
Er.
Whoops.
Mhm. I just trashed all those because I was feeling very good about my time at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt that if I just sort of played conservatively, the PB would happen and it'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think all of this is pretty sensible. Okay. Uh, so I actually like this move. I think this is pretty reasonable to get rid of some garbage here. I just want to highlight a possibility um, that should be in your consideration when you're making this decision, which is if we go, let's just go back to before the pill was placed so it's a little bit less confusing. Um, Another option would be to place it here and plan to get this horizontal.
Oh, yeah, that'd be rad.
So if that was not on your menu previously, then
Mhm.
that's something you can add to your menu. All right. This is all good. I like this. This is the end game theme. Make a horizontal and a vertical at the same time. Have them mix. So I like that.
Yeah.
There's a shape here, but it turns out it didn't matter. Just because of the way that the pills arrived. And it was a beautiful finish. So congratulations on this PB.
Thank you.
And it
Thank
was a
you.
really
I
fun
was just
watch. Oh, and it's disappeared. Awkward. Uh, yeah, I really enjoyed watching this. And if there were like specific questions that you had, I'd love to address them. Um, but I think that's sort of all of the things
no,
that
I
I
have.
intended to say.
Yeah. No, you answered a bunch of my questions. And the questions from the chat were really good too. Yeah, because I think, I think I know from finding this awesome community, like I'm like, okay, so I have some raw stuff to work with, but I just don't know all the mechanics, and teaching me about these shapes was super helpful. Um, and so the question is now, can I incorporate it? Now that I've gotten a little bit of the coaching, can I incorporate it into my gameplay? And
Oh
so I'm
yeah.
excited to try this. Um, but yeah.
I'm very
Um,
confident that you'll be able to do that. I saw a lot of great stuff here um, that I think can only come from somebody who's got a good intuition for the game and has spent a lot of time thinking about it. So
Yeah, it just I have not. I'm wondering when I'm gonna get tired of it, but it's been a couple years, and I'm like
not yet, huh?
still like playing it. So yeah, thank you for all your help.
Yeah,
And
same. Thanks for showing me this fun run, and I guess we'll leave for a couple seconds in case there's extra questions from chat as well. But I think we're gonna call it there. Everybody go check out Savage Octagon if you're not already following her. She does some great Dr. Mario, and she's super fun.
thank you. I am super fun.
And I think we'll call it there. Looks like there's no
All
more
right.
questions from chat, so see you all around.
Bye.